Welcome back, and here's the big one. Biocon Biologics has partnered with Adagio Therapeutics for a COVID antibody treatment in India and some select emerging markets. The drug has the potential to address COVID variants, including the Delta variant, and can be administered as a single intramuscular injection. Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, the Executive Chairperson at Biocon, is with us. Kiran, good morning, and thank you very much indeed for taking our call. Well, the first question really is, at what stage are the trials and when can this drug be commercialized?
So, Lata, thank you for asking these questions. First and foremost, we're very excited with this opportunity because I think, COVID management requires both vaccines and treatments if we are to really be protected and stay safe. As you know, COVID has become endemic from a pandemic, and I think we need to make sure that we have very effective treatments in terms of breakthrough infections and first-time infections or, repeat infections. So I think without such treatments, it's going to be very difficult just to rely on vaccines. So I think from that point of view, this drug has huge potential. In terms of the trials, they are doing many trials. One of them is a prophylactic trial because this particular antibody has a very long durability of, response. And it is also very important to point out that there are many vulnerable populations and immunocompromised populations that may not respond well to vaccines. So this is another very effective way of dealing with that. This is the only antibody to date which is a single intramuscular jab compared to all the other antibody therapies that are being developed or are in the market. So that's what makes it very unique. And we believe that because we have a partnership that involves manufacturing, we can also come in at a very affordable price point in emerging markets, especially India.
Okay. Kiran, hi, good morning. So can you give us a little more details? I mean, whatever you know, what could the commercials of this deal be in terms of any royalty or any milestone payments? And what is the potential revenue estimate of this drug?
Well, broadly speaking, it's a profit-sharing deal. But I think more than anything else, we have a very shared worldview of how to make impact on global healthcare. I think that is what makes it a very large potential. And we are quite excited with the market opportunity and the fact that this will be a very novel treatment to deal with COVID-19. And as you know, antibody is a specialty capability in our stable. So I think from that point of view, it's a very good and strong adjacency for Biocon Biologics.
Okay. No, I know I'm going on like a broken record, but everyone is eager for a new drug. So any guesses at all as to how quickly these trials can be completed and the drug can be used?
Yeah, so, Lata, there are many ways to answer that question. First and foremost, Adagio themselves have indicated that they hope to file for emergency use approval in the first quarter of FY22. So it could, if it is approved, then obviously it could be in the market at that kind of time. It's a pretty short-term opportunity. In the meantime, as you know, this is a antibody that actually neutralizes Delta variants and many other variants. And it is one of the few antibodies known to have dealt with all the variants to date. So I think that's what makes it possibly an interesting opportunity even for Adagio to see if they get some early readouts. Whether they can do it earlier in terms of a request for approval, I have no idea. But certainly they've indicated the first quarter of next calendar year.
1 minute, I'm a little confused, and probably this is a very foolish question. But is this an antidote you take like a vaccine? Or is it after you contract, you take this as a drug?
So it's both. I mentioned to you that there was a prophylactic trial and there is a treatment trial. So the treatment is when you test positive. Yes. You take this immediately and you test negative very shortly thereafter, which means it neutralizes any infection, which is very important. Because if you remember, a lot of people are getting reinfected around the world.
Yes.
And that also is a big opportunity for this kind of treatment.
Okay, in fact, that was...
Secondly,
Go ahead.
Secondly, it's a prophylactic, which means that if you haven't taken the vaccine and if you're immunocompromised and you don't want to take the vaccine, you can take one shot of this because it has a prolonged efficacy.
Okay. In fact, that was the exact same question that I had. So thank you for clarifying that, Kiran. I want to understand, how are the other drugs doing in your COVID portfolio? Itolizumab, remdesivir. Now that, things are sort of stabilizing, cases have gone down, have you seen a reduction in demand, or is it the same?
No, there is obviously a reduction in demand from the peak that we witnessed during the second wave. And I think, good that things are stabilizing and that the demand for these drugs is coming down. But then everyone's also beginning to prepare for a third wave. So, people are looking at seeing whether they need to, again, have some small amount of stockpiling in preparedness. So I think that's the way it is. But, let's be realistic. The demand for both remdesivir and drugs like itolizumab, tocilizumab and others have come down.
Okay. Well, just a matter of curiosity, your company and you are not interested in vaccines. You'll have preferred to look at drugs.
Well, we are looking at various adjacencies as far as we are concerned. So we are agnostic to, whether it's a vaccine, whether it's an antibody. We will keep our, options open. But at this point in time, obviously, this is a very important and natural adjacency because it's an antibody. And as you know, our competence in antibodies is very high. And therefore, we felt that this was a very good opportunity for us to pursue.
Okay. But since we have you with us, can we also ask you whether that interchangeability of insulin glargine, any update is available? When we last spoke to you, you said end July you may know.
Yeah, so we are still waiting for that news. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Just a couple of more quick questions. Since this tie-up with Adagio has happened, any more such tie-ups in the pipeline over the next couple of months? And are you looking at, getting into more developed markets?
Well, we are, as I said, obviously as a company, we will keep all options open. We have several opportunities that we are, looking at. And as and when they kind of fructify, obviously you get to know about it.
Okay. All right. Well, Kiran, again, since I have you with us, there is this now a political ask. Why is private sector not picking up enough vaccines? We see enough vaccines in private hospitals, but not enough in the government centers. What do you think is the best guess? Is it that the private sector demand is satiated now? Those who are rich and can afford have taken, and the others are waiting for government. How do we explain this, that the private quota is not getting lifted?
Well, you've answered that question in a very
that was my guess.
correct way, Lata. Because I think as far as the private sector is concerned, our first requirement was for, vaccinating employees. And I think most corporates have done that. I think everyone has basically vaccinated their employees, their families, and neighboring communities at a time when they were able to get whatever vaccines they could. Now I think that they've vaccinated all their employees and their immediate families and whatever they could do in the neighboring communities. They believe that now it will be the government who will be vaccinating the rest of the people. So I think today you are right that the private sector has satiated its needs, and I think the government has to step up vaccination.
So it may make sense to change the ratio from 75 for government and 25 for private to probably 90-10 or something like that?
I think so. I think government has to pick up more. In any case, the government can pick up more. The ratios are just sort of notional. But I think really it's about the government having to step up its vaccination pace. If today the government needed to vaccinate more people, I don't think it really should bother about what is the private quota, because I think they need to look at vaccinating people fast. And, since I have this channel, to talk about, to air some of my views on, Lata, I just wanted to say that, look, today we are only tracking positive cases. and we keep sort of reacting to so many cases a day. According to me, if you want to be in a state of preparedness, you need to really track the number of new hospital admissions, the number of ICU beds occupied, and the number of ventilator patients, because that will tell you whether we are in a good place or not.
Fair point. We will carry that word. We will carry that word for sure. Thank you very much, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, for joining us with the update on your new drug for COVID. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Lata. Bye.
Okay, over to you, Anuj. I think we are a little late for the technical trades.